कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Anut Pranams. Thank you very much for joining in for our Bhagavad Gita study session. We are having Bhagavad Gita every Monday. So thank you for joining us. We'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरून् दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं. श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं हरिः ओं तत्सत्. गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तडालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So thank you for joining, devotees. The last time, last Monday, when we did Bhagavad Gita, we completed chapter number 1. And we went through the summary study of chapter 1, the flow of the verses, the themes covered in chapter number 1. So chapter 1 ended wherein Arjuna is giving several reasons why he will not fight. I will incur sinful reactions if I kill my gurus, my uncles, my relatives, my great grandfather, like that. And then he's also saying, talking about Varna Shankara, the elders in the family or the male members of the family will be dead, and in this case, the woman would become freely associate with others because their own head of the family is all dead in the battle, and because of that, unwanted population or progeny would get created. And then all of my relatives would be dead. Whom would I show off my kingdom to? Even if I win, whom will I show off this the kingdom that I have won? Right? So like this, he's giving so many reasons why you should not fight the war. And this is after the conch shells have been blown from on both the sides of the on both the sides of the army, right? Both parties have already blown their conch shells, and it's already been declared that the Pandavas will win because of the sound of the conch shells, because of Krishna being present there, who's the husband of the goddess of fortune. And Arjuna's flag is having Hanumanji, who was a very a great cause for the victory of Lord Ram. Of course, Lord Ram, where Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruva Nitir Matir Mama. The mere presence of Krishna or Lord Ram in the war is sufficient to know the result, right? But yet, there are so many reasons that have been given why Pandavas will win in this war within the family or war between Pandavas and Kauravas. So the second chapter begins where Krishna is actually going to ask Arjuna, why have these impurities come upon you, Arjuna? Right? So you are a great soul, you are a great king, you are a great warrior. Why are you not going to fight? But we should note here that although Krishna is going to speak, right? We completed the first verse. The second verse, we're going to see that Krishna is going to speak. But Krishna is not going to give any advice. Why? Because Arjuna is still contemplating and talking out of his own logical reasoning why he will do certain things or he will not do certain things. He's saying, I'm not going to fight the war, and he's putting down the Gandiva bow. Right? And that's where Prabhupada also mentions in the purport, revealing the fact that when a person does not do his duty, being overwhelmed by emotions, that is a time when the person becomes miserly. Right? Until such time, Prabhupada was actually praising Arjuna as having wonderful, compassionate qualities, full of mercy, etc. But then, when he is not performing his duty, then Prabhupada also mentions in the purport, giving us the conclusion that if we don't perform our duties based on emotions, then we are actually exercising miserliness, or we are trying to save the dress of the person who is drowning in the ocean, but we are not trying to save the particular person like that. And then now, although Krishna is going to speak, he's not going to give advice. He's only going to talk to Arjuna about why are you talking like this, right? You are a saintly king, right? You have got such endowed with such wonderful qualities. Why are you talking like this? All of this is going to happen, but only when Arjuna surrenders to Krishna, which we will see in a couple of verses down the line, 2.7. When he surrenders to Krishna, then Krishna will call him a fool, and then Krishna will start the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, which primarily starts with the distinction between the body and the soul. And why are you worrying about killing the bodies? The bodies are already killed. Just become an instrument and do my will. So, like that, Krishna will start instructing only from 2.8. That is after Arjuna surrenders in 2.7. Sishyasteham shadi mam tvam prapannam. Only then Krishna will start to speak. Right before that, Krishna is only acknowledging, hearing Arjuna, and he's saying, why are you speaking such words? They don't become you, Arjuna, like that. So, text 2, Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Kutastva Kashmalamidam, Vishame Samupasthitam, Anarya Jushtam Aswargyam, Akirti Karam Arjuna. Synonyms of what word meaning? Okay, Harjit Mataji, I can see your hand up. Yes, Mataji, please go. Synonyms?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvatpana Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam.
Synonyms. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said,
Kutaha, where from?
Utaha, where from Tva unto you, Kashamalam, dirtiness, idam, this lamentation, which may in this hour of crisis, Sampu,
Samupasthitam.
System arrived. Anarya, person who do not know the value of life, Justam practiced by Aswargam, which does not lead to higher planets, Akirti, infamy, Karam, the cause of Arjuna, O Arjuna. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets but to infamy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Krishna and the Supreme Personality of Godhead said are identical. Therefore, Lord Shri Krishna is referred to as Bhagwan throughout the Gita. Bhagwan is the ultimate in the absolute truth. The absolute truth is realized in three phases of understanding, namely Brahman or the impersonal, all pervasive spirit, Paramatma or the localized aspects of the Supreme within the heart of all living entities, and the Bhagwan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, this conception of the absolute truth is explained thus: Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yakya janam
Yajnanam abhayam brahmeti paramatme
brahmati ti
bhagavan
bhagwan iti
te.
sapyadate. The absolute truth is realized in the three phases of understanding by the knower of the absolute truth, and all of them are identical. The such phases of the absolute truth are expressed as Bhagwan, Paramatma, and
Brahman.
Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. These three division aspects of can be explained by the example of the sun, which also has three different aspects, namely the sunshine, the sun surface, and the planet itself. One who studies the sunshine only is a preliminary student. One who understands the sun's surface is further advanced. And one who can enter into the sun planet is the highest. Ordinary students who are satisfied by simply understanding the sunshine is its universal pervasiveness, and the glaring effulgence of its impersonal nature may be compared to those who can realize only the Brahman feature of the absolute truth. The student who has advanced still further can know the sun disk, which is compared to the knowledge of the Paramatma feature of the absolute truth. And the student who can enter into the heart of the sun planet is compared to those who realize the personal feature of the supreme absolute truth. Therefore, the bhaktas or the transcendentalists who have realized the Bhagwan future of the absolute truth are the topmost transcendentalists through, although all the students who are engaged in the study of the absolute truth are engaged in the same subject matter. The sunshine, the sun disk, and the inner affairs of the sun planet cannot be separated from one another, and yet the student of the three different planets are not in the same category. The Sanskrit word Bhagwan is explained by the great authority Parashamuni, the father of Vyasadeva, the supreme personality who possesses all riches, all strength, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation is called Bhagavan. There are many persons who are very rich, very powerful, very beautiful, very famous, very learned, and very much detached, but no one can claim that he possesses all riches, all strength, etc. entirely. Only Krishna can claim this because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. No living entity, including Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Narayana, can possess opulences as fully as Krishna. Therefore, it is concluded in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma himself that Lord Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. No one is equal or above him. He is the primal Lord or Bhagwan known as Govinda, and he is the supreme causes of all causes. Ishvara
Parama
Krishna
Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Nadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam.
There are many personalities possessing the qualities of Bhagwan, but Krishna is the supreme because none can excel him. He is the supreme person and his body is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. He is the primeval Lord, Govinda, and cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. In the Bhagavatam, also there is a list of many incarnations of the supreme personality of Godhead, but Krishna is described as the original personality of Godhead, from whom many incarnations and personalities of Godhead expand. इति च
एतेषां
स्म
शाकला पुंसा कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारीव्याकुलं लोकं मृधायन्ति युगे युगे.
Thank you, Mataji. All the list of incarnations of Godhead submitted herewith are either plenary expansions or part of the plenary expansions of the Supreme Godhead, but Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself. Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Therefore, Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, the source of both the Supersoul and the impersonal Brahman. In the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna's lamentation for his kinsman is certainly unbecoming, and therefore Krishna expressed his surprise with the word kutha, wherefrom. Such impurities were never expected from the person belonging to the civilized class of man known as Aryans. The word Aryan is applicable to person who know the value of life and have a civilization based on the spiritual realization. Person who are led by the material conception of life do not know that the aim of life is realization of the absolute truth, Vishnu or Bhagavan, and they are captivated by the external feature of the material world, and therefore they do not know what liberation is. Person who have no knowledge of liberation from the material bondage are called non-Aryans. Although Arjuna was Kshatriya, he was deviating from his prescribed duties by declining to fight. This act of cowardice is described as befitting the non Aryans. Such deviation from duty does not help one in the progress of spiritual life, nor does it even give one the opportunity to become famous in this world. Lord Krishna did not approve of the so-called compassion of Arjuna for his kinsman. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dhanad Pranam. So, so here, like Prabhupada mentioned in the purport of the previous verse also, and one of the verses of chapter 1 also, wherein Prabhupada mentioned that when the Gandiva bow slipped out of Arjuna's hand, then it is very, very clear that now Arjuna is having miserly weakness. Until then, we discussed it also at length in the previous session, where we discussed the summary of the first chapter, wherein Prabhupada continuously in several purports was talking about how compassionate Arjuna is, right? And this is the nature of a devotee. A devotee is very compassionate, devotee is very merciful. So like that. But then suddenly, why is Prabhupada talking about, this is his miserly weakness. This is his attachment to the body that is making him not perform his duty. So the thin line of difference is we should not stop performing our duty irrespective of whatever emotions are crossing our mind. Okay, we may be attached, we may be feeling separation, we may be feeling not so good. We may not want to chant Hare Krishna, but then we have to perform our duty whether or not we like it or not. Right? It's not for our enjoyment. We are performing what we are doing. Right? Sanatana Dharma and Swadharma are to be performed for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So whether we like it or not, whether it is giving pleasure to us or not, whether we want to do it or not, we are supposed to do it. Right? So, and being a Kshatriya, Arjuna's duty was to fight. But when the Gandiva was slipped from his hand, seeing the people in the opposite army, being their relatives, being his superiors, being his seniors, being his grandfather, etc. Then Krishna is asking, Kutaha, right? Kasmalamidam, right? Where from has these impurities come upon you, Arjuna? So we should also understand that in our daily life, whenever we are not performing our duty due to whatever reasons, we may have thousands of excuses why we don't want to do certain things. But then we should know that some impurity has come upon me, why I'm not performing my duty for various reasons, right? We are individuals, we are human beings, we have emotions, it all perfectly understood. But at no point in time do we want our emotions to surpass our determination to perform our duty in all circumstances. Matra sparshastu kaunteya Sitoshna Sukha Dukkada Agama Painu Anityastam Stitikshashva Bharata. Titikshva means we have to tolerate happiness, tolerate distress, continue performing one's duty. That is the instruction that Krishna gives even at the end of the Bhagavad Gita. Perform our duty, but in remembrance of the Lord. Ma Manusmara Yudhyacha. We all have our battles which we have to fight, which we cannot run away. Right? Just like Arjuna did not run away, or Krishna did not approve for Arjuna to run away. So, like that, we can also not run away from our duties. We need to perform our duties, but we need to remember Krishna, be conscious of Krishna, keep our, Krishna Kavacha by chanting Hare Krishna early in the morning. And then we go to the battle to face the various challenges given by Maya. Okay, text number 3. Klaibyam asmakama partha नैतत्वयि उपपद्यते क्षुद्रं हृदय दौर्बल्यं त्यक्तोत्तिष्ठ परन्तप. Sindhu Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. Haribol Srila Prabhupada Vijay, text 3 synonyms. Klaibyam, impotence. Masma, do not. Kamaha, take to. Partha, son of Pritha. Na, never. Etad, this. Twai, unto you. Upapadyate is befitting. Shudram, petty. Hridaya, of the heart. Daurbalyam, weakness. Vaktva, giving up. Uttishta, get up. Parantapa, chastiser of the enemies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of the heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Purport. Arjuna was addressed as the son of Pritha, who happened to be the sister of Krishna's father Vasudeva. Therefore, Arjuna had a blood relationship with Krishna. The son of a Kshatriya declines to fight. He is a Kshatriya in name only. And if the son of a Brahmana acts impiously, he is a Brahmana in name only. The Kshatriyas and Brahmanas are unworthy sons of their fathers. Therefore, Krishna did not want Arjuna to become an unworthy son of a Kshatriya. Arjuna was the most intimate friend of Krishna, and Krishna was directly guiding him on the chariot. But in spite of all these credits, if Arjuna abandoned the battle, he would be committing an infamous act. Therefore, Krishna said that such an attitude in Arjuna did not fit his personality. Arjuna might argue that he would give up the battle on the grounds of the magnanimous attitude for the most respectable Bhishma and his relatives, but Krishna considered that sort of magnanimity mere weakness of the heart. Such false magnanimity was not approved by any authority. Therefore, such magnanimity or so-called non-violence should be given up by persons like Arjuna under the direct guidance of Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, Krishna is continuously telling Arjuna, this does not befit you. But Krishna is not telling Arjuna what he should be doing. This is very nice. He's just telling him what he should not be doing, why he should not be, thinking of giving up this war. for because it is his dharma, right? But he's not telling him fight, and he's not telling him what he should be doing. He's only telling him this is not of your caliber, oh Arjuna. So like that. But now we will see. Now Arjuna is going to start speaking. Arjuna will ultimately surrender. Oh Krishna, I don't know what to do. Right? I know that you are saying that I am talking about certain things. I'm feeling some things which are not befitting my position. But then I don't know what to do. Please guide me. The next couple of verses will lead to this particular verse. After which Krishna will call Arjuna a fool. Right? Until then, Krishna is only these are talks between friends. Prabhupada will say. Right? Until Arjuna surrenders to Krishna, Sishyasteham Shadi Mam Tam Prapannam, these are conversations between friends. And these are not of so much importance. By why we study Bhagavad Gita? Because Arjuna has accepted Krishna as the Guru. Right? Sishyasteham Shadi Mam Tam Prapannam. That means the words of the Guru then becomes important for the disciple, so that the disciple can carry on the instructions of the Guru. And in this way, perfect his life. Until then, because we are not interested in conversation between two individuals. Of course, this is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But we are interested in this conversation because it is a conversation between a guru and a disciple. And how the disciple finally decided to follow the instructions of the guru and attained perfection of life. Text number 4. Arjuna Vacha Katam Bhishmam Aham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudhana Ishubi Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Varisudhana. Rajneesh Prabhu, please go ahead. Synonyms.
Hare Krishna Matayi Dandasana
Pranams.
Nanyam. Arjuna watch. Arjun said, Katham, how? Bhisham, Bhishmam, Bhisham, Aham, I, Sankhe, in the fight, Dronam, Dron, Cha, also, Madhusudan, O killer of Madhu, Ishubhi, with arrows, Pratiyoswami,
Syami.
shall counter attack, Puja Arahu, those who are worshipable, Arisudana, O killer of enemies.
Translation. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, please move ahead. Yes.
Translation. Can you?
Arjun said, O killer of enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battlemen like Bhisham and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? But respectable superiors like Bhishma, the grandfather, and Dronacharya, the teacher, are always worshipable. Even if they attack, they should not be counter-attacked. It is general etiquette that superiors are not to be offered even a verbal fight, even if they are sometimes harsh in behavior. They should not be harshly treated. Then how is it possible for Arjuna to counterattack them? Would Krishna ever attack his own grandfather Ugrasen or his teacher Sandipani Muni? These were some of the arguments offered by Arjuna to Krishna. Hare Krishna Mate.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So this is interesting, right? Now, Arjuna is asking Krishna, right? So now, see, generally when we are very clear what to do, we will not ask any questions, isn't it? Only when there is a confusion in our mind, but we want to do certain things, be driven by emotions. Then only we continuously keep asking. I feel I should do this, but am I doing correct? Should I do this? Should I do that? So like that, Arjuna is confused. Although he is giving so many reasons, so many, logical explanations why you should not be doing, right? I should not be attacking Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya because they are my grandfather, they are my teacher, etc. Like that, he is telling Krishna, but in his mind there is still confusion. Otherwise, he would have left the battle and gone, isn't it? But why is he standing there? Although the Gandiva bow has slipped from his hand and it is fallen down, but yet he is standing there because he is confused, right? And that is the nature of all of us, right? When we are confused what to do, what not to do, that time when our emotions might lead us to a wrong conclusion. In that scenario, we should know that we should surrender to a bona fide guru who will guide us what to do and what not to do. And that is especially the role that Shiksha gurus play in our life, right? Where they give us instructions, what we should be doing, how much we should be doing, and what we should not be doing, and what is good for our spiritual life. Text number 5. Guru nahatva hi mahanubhavan shreyo bhaktum vaikshmapi haloke hatvartha kamam suguruni haiva bunji abogan rudira pradigdhan. Synonyms, word meaning. Shobha Mataji, go ahead. Synonyms.
Hare Krishna Mate Danda Pranam. Synonyms: Gurun, the superiors; Ahatva, not killing; Hihai, certainly; Maha Anubhavan, great soul; Shreyas, it is better; Bhoktum, to enjoy life; Bhaktsyam, by begging; Api, even; Iha, in this life; Loke, in this world; Atva, killing; Artha, gain; Kaman, desiring; Tu, but; Kurun, superiors; Iha, in this world; Eva, certainly; Punjya, one has to enjoy; Bhogan, enjoyable things; Rudhira, blood; Rudhira, blood; Pratiktan, tainted with. Translation: it would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at a cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be stained with blood. Purport: according to spiritual codes, a teacher who engages in a abominable action and has lost his sense of discrimination is fit to be abandoned. Bhishma and Drona were obliged to take the side of Duryodhana because of his financial assistance, although they should not have accepted such a position simply on financial considerations. Under the circumstances, they have lost the respectability of teachers. But Arjuna thinks that nevertheless they remain his superiors, and therefore to enjoy material profits after killing them would mean to enjoy spoils tainted with blood. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So again, we are reminded of Bali Maharaj and Vamanadev, isn't it? So what happened when Vamanadev came and asked for 3 steps of land? Bali Maharaj's guru Shukracharya told him, "This is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is come to take away everything what you have. Don't give him the 3 steps of land." But Bali Maharaj said that if this is indeed the supreme personality of Godhead, then I would definitely give him what he wants, because he's only given me everything. Right? He rejected his guru. Because whenever the guru is advising us to go against shastras and sadhus, right? Because ultimately we want to surrender to Krishna, and the guru should facilitate our surrender to Krishna and not take us away from Krishna. So it is only in this reason that even we see Bali Maharaj, who was one of the Mahajano Yena Gatasa Pantha, right? He's one of the Mahajans who also rejected his guru, because his guru was asking him not to surrender to Krishna, not to give the 3 steps of land asked by Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So like that, so a teacher also can be rejected. If the teacher loses a sense of discrimination, then he is fit to be abandoned. So in this particular case, although Bhishma and Drona are the gurus of Arjuna, because they are situated in the side of adharma, right? They are situated against the principles of dharma. It was okay for Arjuna to actually follow the instruction and fight this battle against Bhishma Pitamaha or even Dronacharya for that reason, because they are standing on the side of adharma. Right? Of course, they have their own reasons why they fought on the side of adharma. Although being a great devotee of the Lord, like with Bhishma Pitamaha, we know is a great devotee of the Lord, whom Krishna himself arranged for him to speak in the bed of arrows to Yudhishthira Maharaj about the governance. Right? Although he is a pure devotee of the Lord is also giving us an instruction that even if someone is a very great devotee, if that person is taking a wrong decision and going in the state of adharma, then he will have to be killed, or at least the demoniac propensity has to be removed. And nobody, whether a pure devotee or not, can be successful being on the side of adharma, because Krishna always protects those who are on the side of dharma, like that. Text number 6. Na chaita dvidma kataram no gariyo yada yadva jema vadivano jeyuhu yamev hatva nanajivishamas tevastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha. Synonyms. Okay, Archana Sri Radha Mataji has joined us after a long time. Hare Krishna. Welcome, Mataji. Yes, please go ahead. Synonyms.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Na nor cha also etad this vidmaha. Do we know katarat, which na for us gariyaha better, yatva whether, jayama we may conquer, yadi if, va or na us, jayeyuhu they conquer, yan those who eva certainly hatva by killing na never jijivi samaha we would want to live they all of them avistataha are situated Pramukhe in the front, Dhardarashtraha, the sons of Dhritarashtra. Translation. Nor do we know which is better conquering them or being conquered by them. If we killed the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada K. Jai. Arjuna did not know whether he should fight and risk unnecessary violence, although fighting is the duty of Kshatriyas, or whether he should refrain and live by begging. If he did not conquer the enemy, begging would be his only means of subsistence. Nor was there certainty of victory, because either side might emerge victorious. Even if victory awaited them and their cause was justified, still if the sons of Dhritarashtra died in the battlefield, it would be very difficult to live in their absence. Under the circumstances, that would be another kind of defeat for them. All these consideration by Arjuna definitely proved that not only was he a great devotee of the Lord, but he was also highly enlightened and had complete control over his mind and senses. His desire to live by begging, although he was born in the royal household, is another sign of detachment. He was truly virtuous, as these qualities combined with his faith in the words of instruction of Sri Krishna, his spiritual master, indicate. It is concluded that Arjuna was quite fit for liberation. Unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge, and without knowledge, devotion, there is no chance of liberation. Arjuna was competent in all these attributes over and above his enormous attributes in his material relationship. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So whether or not the result is going to be favorable or not, right? In this case, although it is predicted already that Arjuna's side will win, because Krishna is on their side, in our own daily battles also, we don't know whether we are going to be successful or not from a material parlance. But we will always be successful if we are acting in a way, or if we are executing our dharma in a way that's pleasing to Guru and Gauranga. If we execute our Swadharma and Sanatana Dharma in a way that's pleasing to Guru and Gauranga, then apparently the externals do not matter, right? Whether it is externally a success or not, right? Later on, Krishna will tell Arjuna, if you win this battle, you will rule the kingdom. If you lose in the battle and you die in the battle, you will go to the heavenly planets. So in either way, there is success if we follow Dharma and if we follow the path that is laid out in the various scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. When we study and live our life according to Dharma, Dharmam tu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam, as is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, then we will be ultimately successful. And it does not really matter whether in a material parlance, whether we are being successful or not. It does not really matter. Right? Even if it is an apparent failure, like Parikshit Maharaj was killed by the snake bird, Taksha. Right? But Parikshit Maharaj was given the remembrance of the Lord by Lord Krishna himself. Sukadeva Goswami is brought there by Krishna, and he was given remembrance of the Lord. Right? So ultimately Parikshit Maharaj seems to have lost. Right? And even in the battle between Indra and Vritrasura, we see that Vritrasura was killed by Indra. Right? But then who attained a greater fame? Who attained a greater glory? Right? Whether it is Vritrasura, and even in the case of Bali Maharaj and Indra, right? Actually, Krishna appeared as Vamanadev to give that piece of land or the entire heavenly planets to Indra. And it seems like Indra got everything and Bali Maharaj lost everything. That's what it seems to the external eye. But who won everything? Right? Indra just got heavenly planets, which is anyway subject to destruction. But Bali Maharaj, because of a surrender, became a Mahajan. And Lord eternally stays with Bali Maharaj as his own doorkeeper, like that. Text number 7. So what meets externally the eye is not what it is actually, right? Because everything has to be seen with Shastra Chakshushaha. You have to see in the eyes of the light of the scriptures, like that. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhavaha prachami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yashreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Sishyasteham shadhi mam tvam prapannam. So this is the verse that is changing the entire scenario of Bhagavad Gita, right? Otherwise, Arjuna would have continued talking and Krishna would have continued listening. This particular verse is a game changer. wherein Arjuna is now surrendering to Krishna, and now Krishna will start speaking from the next verse, which is actually the entire Bhagavad Gita of question answers, questions by Arjuna and answers by Lord Sri Krishna, like that. Okay, now how much time we have? 4 minutes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, fine. So I see two hands up. Shri Priya Mataji can read synonyms and translation, and Sarvagopi Shri Mataji can read the purport. Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Hari bol. And Mataji not audible. Okay, Sarvagopi Shri Mataji, try.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, go ahead.
The translation.
No, Karpanya, synonyms.
Oh, synonyms. Karpanya of miscellaneous. Dosha by the weakness. Upahata being affected. Swabhavaha characteristics. Prichami I am asking. From unto you. Dharma religion. Samudha bewildered. Setaha in heart. Yet what? Sheha all good. Shat may be. Nishchitam confidently. Bruhi tell that at that me unto me, Shishyaha, disciple, te your aham, I am, Sadi, just instead, Mom, may me, Tvam, unto you, Prapannam, surrender, I surrendered to. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Now I am confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is the best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Okay,
Purport.
thank you, Mataji.
By nature, okay,
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
We have 2 minutes for the session. We'll do Harinam Sankirtan. So we have discussed why this verse is very important. This verse is a milestone verse, wherein we understand that this verse is going to change the entire scene. Right now, um, Arjuna will actually listen to to the entire instruction from Lord Sri Krishna. Arjuna will continuously ask a lot of questions, which will also enable us to have a better and clearer idea of the Bhagavad Gita, because Krishna is speaking the Bhagavad Gita to all of us, and Arjuna is a pure devotee, but Arjuna is just a nimitta matra, Bhavasavya Sachin. Right? Arjuna is just an instrument in the hands of Lord Sri Krishna to give this Bhagavad Gita, which is a manual for us to study. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. So tomorrow we'll have teachings of Queen Kunti study, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday we'll do CC. And this week we'll complete teachings of Queen Kunti book. So next week onwards, what we will do, Monday, Tuesday, we will do Bhagavad Gita, because December 1st is Bhagavad Gita. December 1st is Ekadashi, Mokshara Ekadashi, when actually the Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna. So we'll try to do Bhagavad Gita on Mondays and Tuesdays after we complete teachings of Kunti, which we'll complete this week. And then Wednesday, Thursday, we will do Bhagavatam. And then Friday, one day, we will do Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that way we'll focus more on Bhagavad Gita, as that's the flavor of the season. Gita Jayanti is coming up. So that's what we'll do. We'll do Harinam Sankirtan next 1 minute, and we'll end our session. Thank you for joining in. Namo Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna